Hey everyone, it's Cammy. If you're new here, welcome. I am currently in the purplest of purple rooms in the history of purple rooms. No, we didn't paint it this color, we got it this color, but we are responsible for the curtains as well as the bedspread. So, and the cat, also responsible for him, I guess. Not responsible for him being fat, he's just naturally fat. So, cat shaming aside, today we are doing a 4-month HRT update video. Now, I said last time that I wasn't going to do, or I might not do a 4-month HRT update because I wasn't sure how much there would be to talk about. But the views have spoken. The HRT update videos are by far my most popular, so I'm just giving the public what they want. Of course, it may be that 3-month video was popular because I was in my underwear. I'm not this time. Sorry, maybe next time. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about some firsts that I've had over the last month, some physical changes, some emotional changes, and some lifestyle changes, some changes that I have made just to my lifestyle. So let's start with my firsts. I have had, before that, I found a picture. I pulled some stuff off an old SD card, and I found a picture, this picture, and it was weird because it's like I didn't recognize him. I had no idea who that was, which is hyperbole, obviously, I know it is, but it's weird because I saw that picture and that's not me. That was never me. That's the body I was in, but that wasn't me. And to give you some perspective, judging by the haircut, it was shortly before I started doing these videos, so it's probably about 9 months, maybe as much as a year. I had just bought that shirt off Wish and I was taking a picture for a review. It was weird. It was weird to see it. And my girlfriend, when she saw that picture and I showed it to her, she's like, yeah, that's not you. That was Josh, which is just weird. Totally weird because like that was never me. And I guess that's fairly common in the trans experience from what I have heard. That's why like I hate mirrors like a lot of trans people do, because that's not me in the mirror. And I always hated pictures of myself because, again, that's not me. Certainly not me now, tits and all. So let's talk about some firsts. I mentioned in another video, but not in the HRT video because it's happened since then. Anyway, whatever. I have been correctly gendered in public a few times now. I got ma'amed. I got she'd, and I got just general accepting compliments about fingernail polish and tops I was wearing. Shit like that. And that's so affirming. It is just the best. Absolutely the best to have those types of experiences. Finally. Another thing that I had a first is boob sweat, particularly this boob sweat. It's the first time that's happened. Speaking of being correctly gendered in public, the other thing that happened to me is I understand the male gaze now, and being the target of the male gaze is weird, like really weird. Like, straight guys are probably the least subtle creatures on the planet. Like, just, did they really think that I didn't realize they were looking? And I was wearing a tank top and yoga pants, and I was at the grocery store. I had just been packing and moving stuff, so I wasn't there to look good, but I appreciate that they thought I looked good, but it was then, I had boob sweat, you guys. While I was there, I had boob sweat. I had this boob sweat. And then after I was there for a little bit, my tuck started to fall out, and I was like, oh, just get me out of this grocery store. So it was a weird experience, to say the least. So speaking of body, let's get on to some of the physical changes. I forgot to tell you my medication regimen. It's on my fucking notes and everything. I am a bimbo. Yeah, so the medication that I'm on spironolactone and estradiol, pills and patches, respectively. It's a fairly common or fairly standard treatment. Yeah, dude, we see you. You're showing off for the camera. Sorry, got distracted by a fluffy cat belly. So it's fairly standard for medications, for trans medications, trans treatments. So my journey, I didn't start on all of it at once. I spent about 2.5 months on just Spiro. And then I went to full everything, which is when the Spiro got upped. And then I've been on all of that for 4 months, which is why we're here today. So my journey is a little bit different than some girls, but now I'm pretty much caught up with where someone else would be. So my body shape has changed quite a bit. I'm not just talking tits, which I have. They're not nearly as sensitive as they were when they first grew in, but they're still pretty small. I still run into things. Oh my God. I'll get to that in a second. So, yeah, I've had some breast growth, nothing dramatic. There's still maybe an A cup tops. My belly fat, I did have a little bit of like boy fat right here, and that has melted down, so it's now in my lower body. It's in my hips. My hips have grown. They've gotten a lot rounder. My butt's still pretty much the same. When I feel like I have a cute butt, I will show it to you guys. But right now, I don't feel like I have a cute butt. It's just kind of a standard, normal, everyday butt. I don't know. Anyway. Hair changes. My hair, the big thing is body hair. I am half Italian, half Scottish. I have very thick, coarse, dark body hair. And I shave regularly. That's what you're seeing now. It's me shaved. But it's been thinning. And it's been thinning pretty dramatically across my chest and my belly. I can't tell if it's been thinning in the legs or not. I'm not sure. I haven't looked as closely. But wearing a lot of tank tops and whatnot, I've been focusing on this area a lot more. So it's a lot more noticeable. The hair on my head is growing so slow. I had my ends trimmed, so it's shorter now. I'm used to my hair growing really fast, and it's growing a lot slower. I did have some thinning right here before I started transitioning, and that hasn't gone away, but it hasn't continued thinning, which is very nice. So let's see, what else? Facial hair. I'm not sure how well you can see it. I put on some makeup because the last couple of videos I looked very scruffy right in here with the new camera I'm using. Not a fan of looking scruffy like a fucking donkey. So HRT treatment doesn't get rid of facial hair. If you're the kind of person who has very thick, dark facial hair, like I do, it's not going to go away with the hormone treatments. That's not, I hate to break it to you. So I've been looking into laser hair removal. Anybody who was paying attention, a month and a half ago or so, I was running a GoFundMe to help pay for laser hair removal on my face. It ended up being, I got a video about it if you care. I have some stats for you. Laser hair removal is the clinic that I've been talking to. $75 for a small area, which they consider the upper lip a small area. $125 for a medium area, which they call the underarms a medium area. They roughly say 6 treatments. So I don't know what the face would be. I'm assuming the face would be like 2 small areas, probably. I'm not sure. So I'm guessing $750 to $1,000 to get my face done. I have a consult with them next week, so if it ends up being reasonable and something that I can set up, then I will, and I of course will update you guys as that goes on. However, there's also on Amazon laser hair tools that you can get, kind of at home lasers. They only work for a very small part of the population. They only work for people with pale skin and dark hair. Otherwise, you need to get it professionally done. I thankfully have pale skin and dark hair. Although my hair looks downright red in this light. My hair has turned red, a lot redder than it ever used to be. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I'm going to see how that goes. If it's, and I'll keep you guys updated about whatever happens. If I end up doing the whole shebang, I'll make a whole video just about it. Otherwise, I'll just talk about the tool when and if I get it. So those are the big physical changes. Those are the big changes that are most noticeable on the outside, and really the ones that people tend to be the most interested in when it comes to HRT. But there are other things that have been impacting me that are better, I guess I could say. I have bipolar, so my mood has a tendency to become horrific, like dangerously horrific. And I'll get to my mood, emotional changes in just a minute. First, I want to talk about lifestyle changes. These are things outside of the biological physical changes that are happening that I have done to present in public, to be more myself, which I did a video about presenting in public that I refer you to if you're interested in a little bit more of that. But so for myself, what I've done for my journey is I have gotten rid of my old wardrobe. I don't have any boy undies anymore. I wear my knee-high stripy socks as much as I can. I can't remember the last time I put on just a boy cut t-shirt. I still wear men's pants, which I'm not a fan of, but I bought a bunch of jeans right before this started, so I haven't been able to, so it seems silly to get rid of the pants that I have and spend a bunch of money on new pants when all the current pants that I have are still pretty new. You better not start licking your butt on camera. He better not start licking his butt on camera like a cat. For anyone who's curious, his name is Cutie. Yes, that's his actual name. He was named as a kitten by a 6-year-old. So, word of warning, don't let small children name your pets, because then they will end up with names like Cutie for the rest of their life. So that's what I've been doing for myself, for lifestyle changes. I also changed my name. It hasn't legally changed yet, but it's what everybody calls me, and everyone I know has been using the correct name and correct pronouns, though I need to start correcting my mom more. I don't see her much, like in person. We trade emails constantly, but she just lives far away, so I don't see her as much. But she's still in the habit of he and him and Josh, all the things that I'm trying to leave behind. She doesn't do it maliciously. I don't want to make it sound like she does. But I just need to remind her again. We haven't talked much about it. She's been really accepting. But again, we haven't had much for conversations about it. The other thing that I plan on doing for a lifestyle change, I want to start being a little more overtly trans when it comes to being out in public, because I want people to be able to look at me, and if their initial reaction is not she or her, then I want them to see me being obviously trans, and rather than have a instinctual reaction of he, to go, oh, she, her. So we'll see how that works. I am waiting to buy the things, but I'm going to buy a couple other. I have one t-shirt right now that says it's a trans t-shirt. I want to buy another one, but I also want to get a neck gaiter. For anybody who doesn't know, that's one of the masks that comes up to here and you tuck into your shirt. I want to get one that's the trans flag. So for days that I'm feeling very dysphoric about my face and I want to cover everything up, then it will be very obvious, like, no, I am not a boy. Stop it by thinking so. So I'm hoping that will help. We'll see how that goes. I will definitely let you guys know next month how that has been panning out. So the emotional changes. These are the changes that are probably the most important for me, because my bipolar could become so dangerous. I'm glad that these emotional changes have happened. And as great as the physical changes are, as important as it is for me to do these lifestyle changes, it's these emotional changes that are probably the best. Overall, my mood has been dramatically better. My mood has been dramatically better. I hope he didn't start licking his butt when I wasn't looking. I'm sorry if he did. So my mood has been dramatically better. With the bipolar, I would go into these phases of just deep, crushing depression. It was horrible, like really horrible. I hate to pivot into depressing territory, but it is kind of on brand for me. But anyway, so I would disassociate for weeks or even months. It's bad. Anyway, so that hasn't happened at all since this whole thing started. I have had a couple bipolar down phases, but they didn't spiral into dangerous territory at all, which is a plus. So the other, let's see, where was I? Normally, the biggest problem tends to come in the winter time, from like November through January, and it's horrible. I hate the winter time. So, like last year, I remember November, but the only reason I remember November is because I did a video over on the other channel. And then I remember January because that's when all this started. But I don't remember in between. I remember I talked to a friend of mine on her birthday, which was towards the beginning of December. But I remember that I talked to her, but that's really about it when it comes to what happened last winter. There were some holidays and shit. I don't remember it, which is not a good thing. So we'll see how this winter plays out. So enough on the depressing shit. Well, not quite, actually, based on my notes. I mentioned my mom and my stepdad. They've both been very accepting. When I told them, they're not quite sure how to act. And I don't think they realize that they're doing anything wrong when they say things like your son and shit like that. I just need to address it. My in-laws have been fantastic. They've been going over the top. The house that we bought, they live downstairs, so I see them every day. They've been going over the top to try and correct and make sure that they're doing all the right things. And my friends have been just the most supportive. Everyone has been really great. Really, really great. Even my girlfriend, who has who's like impacted the most, aside from me, she's the one who's the most impacted from this whole thing that's going on, and she's been just the best, you guys. She is amazing. So everyone has been extremely accepting, and that leads me to accepting myself. This is the biggest hurdle, and I still don't, which is, it's really depressing to say that I don't consider myself valid. I've been going through all this. I started a fucking weekly blog, but I still feel like a pretender. And it sucks. I don't know how to. I feel like eventually I will start to accept myself. I will start to feel more valid, but as of right now, I just feel like I'm pretending. Like, I don't know. When I think of myself in the third person, I still think of myself in the masculine. And I really don't like that. I don't like that person. That guy. He wasn't an asshole, but I didn't like being him. So I don't like the fact that my brain still says that that's me. Or that I'm... Not that my brain says that's me, because my brain never said that was me, but that my brain hasn't accepted that this is me yet. And I'm sure it will eventually when I start seeing me in the mirror. And I don't have to do makeup and lighting and camera stuff to make me look like me when you guys are looking at me. So we'll see how that goes. If you guys have any questions about any of this, feel free to... oh, hello. Anyway, if you guys have any questions about any of this, just let me know. Since I'm still not on social media, it's nice to have comments and people talking to me, especially during the quarantine when we all kind of need to stick together. So drop me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. If you are supportive of my journey, give the video a thumbs up. Boop. Really helps out the channel a lot. If you want to also support the channel, you can share the video on social media platforms, trans support groups, stuff like that. That's why I make these. I make these for those types of groups and people who are just starting and want to know what is going on. I am back every week with videos about the trans experience. I welcome you to subscribe and come be my friend. You can watch more of what I have over here if you're on the computer, down here if you're on mobile. Also, I have a Patreon, so you can come be part of the journey. The Patreon goes to support this channel, goes to support the other channel, and for making independent movies, which I'm going to be doing as soon as the quarantine lifts. I'm done. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, before that, he's going to get mad at me, but we got it. Come on. It's time for your close-up. That's not time for your close-up. It's time for your close-up. Hey, shh, shh, shh. It's time for your close-up. He hates being picked up. His name is Cutie. Aww. Say goodbye. Bye.